What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Who Needs a Name with PB and J. I am Brandon, aka the PB, alongside.
I am Josh the J. Guys, welcome back to episode 10.
How do you always know the number? It is so impressive, man.
I don't know. You know what's so crazy? I said that. I was like, is it episode 10? And I believe it is. I'm 99% sure.
We'll find out.
If not, I'm going to go back over and just record the correct number. But I believe it's 10.
It'll be an awkward little overlay.
It'll be like 11.
Dude, before we do anything, let's crack these energy drinks open. Still waiting on a sponsorship.
Flavor for yours?
Flavor for mine is sparkling watermelon.
Oh, I have cherry lime lift.
Okay, let's do it.
Hopefully it lifts me.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that was good.
That was good.
Dude, so the viewers probably know I was keto.
Oh, that's so
smack?
good. It's so good.
Smack?
It doesn't. You remember last episode when I had that blueberry muffin one?
I don't.
Well, I do. And it doesn't. And wait, hold on. Fix your hat hair. Your hat hair is a little crazy. You're a little kind of sideways.
Okay, go on.
But I had this one last episode. It was blueberry muffin. Smelled fantastic. Taste mediocre. This one, smell whatever. Taste fantastic.
Is my hair better?
Yeah, it was kind of like slanted
Sticking
before.
out. Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
So, okay. So keto, I was doing keto for like 5 months, and then I got off of keto like a week ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tell them about that.
And dude, I didn't even go crazy. Like I wasn't like eating everything up. Like I pretty much eased my way in.
You had a smoothie, and I was like, "Whoa, this guy's wild."
Yeah, but then I just felt like crap.
Really?
So I don't even think I told you this, but this is my second day back on the keto diet.
Wow.
And I'm in that lull that you got to intro with again. So
yeah.
But I'm really excited.
Dude,
to get back on
keto did something for you mentally, physically. I mean, obviously, dude, you look great. You're fantastic.
Well, and mentally, yeah, it was a mental clarity that I missed. So I'm really excited about that. But this does fit into it because it only has
low carbs.
It has zero carbohydrates.
That's
so
fantastic.
Come on, that fits keto.
I think you could potentially have some of this.
Mine is like a healthier alternative. I'm not gonna name the brand. But
5 carbs, 4 sugars.
Come on, that's not bad. So. Anyway, we didn't upload an episode last week.
No.
And the reason was not because of keto.
No. And nor was it because of, I don't know.
Falling out.
Falling out.
No.
No, actually, we fell in.
No, we really did.
To a river.
We would.
Underneath a waterfall.
You're not even joking.
No, I'm not.
All of that happened.
We have footage.
Yeah. Well, so 2 weekends ago, I think I talked on the podcast a while back about this trip I had planned with Luke.
Yes, you did. I remember this vividly.
Yep. And so let's update the people.
Let them know. How was your trip?
My trip with Luke?
Yeah.
Incredible.
If you could describe it in 3 words, what would you describe it as? 3 words. 3 adjectives. Or a noun if you want to use a noun, but 3 words.
Precarious.
What does that even mean?
It means like a little bit like, I think, like, oh boy, are we going to make it or not?
Okay. Wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the situation. Hilarious. I mean, I don't think we stopped laughing like the entire trip.
Okay.
And probably just adventurous.
Wow.
So fun.
Precarious, hilarious, and adventurous.
That was pretty good.
I love that.
So
tell us a little bit more about this trip. How did this trip go?
So Luke and I don't know what in the world we're doing whenever it comes to these trips.
When does it ever?
But we were not going to let that stop us.
Never.
And every time we told someone we were going to do it, they were like, do not do that. You're so dumb. You're not going to survive all this.
And being Brandon, he's like, okay, I just want to do it even more now.
It fueled Luke and I so much more. We were like, we're going to do this. Dude, it got to the point where we were grocery shopping at Walmart the night before our trip. And we're picking out spices for our burgers. Because we packed raw burgers into bear country.
That's dangerous.
And yeah, it definitely was. But we were picking out our spices
definitely not
for them.
Precarious.
And this man out of nowhere, who we don't know, he comes up to us and he goes, "Oh boy, what are you boys getting into?" And we said, "Sir, we're going camping."
Is that Walmart?
No, we were like, "Oh, we're heading on a camping trip. We're gonna try to survive." And he literally goes, "Oh Lord in heaven, you two!" Literally, we don't know this man.
This is so crazy. Yeah. I did not know this.
Yeah, it was wild. And so, literally, every single person, our family, our friends, no one believed in us except maybe mildly Lee, and you did.
I don't know if I would say I believed in you guys. I didn't have any. I did not have any doubt.
That's good. We'll take that.
Okay.
And Lee did.
He had doubt?
He helped us plan it and all that. Anyway, we get there. This is going to take a minute. Is this okay? But you know what? People like stories, right?
Yeah,
Let
I
us
love a
know.
good story.
Okay,
Who needs a name, fam? We love you guys, and we just really appreciate you guys. I want to let you guys know we're just thankful for you guys.
Yeah, no, for real. And shout out the Millers.
Dave,
because
Nate,
Dave gave us
and the rest
bought
of
us
them.
coffees, and so did Nathan the other week.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Y'all are amazing. If you want to buy us a coffee, buy us a coffee.
Links in
Or
the
an energy
description.
drink, I guess.
Yeah.
That's probably where we actually spend it.
Or if you want a PB&J hat, let us know.
Let us know. We're going to place that order probably tonight.
Yeah.
Actually. We'll buy a few extra, but let us know if you want one. Limited edition.
Limited edition. Hit
Okay.
us up on Instagram if you want a hat. But
That's right.
back
So-
to the story, camping story.
We get
Give us
there
the part
and
4.
we lose our cell service, which
Of course.
I mean, come on, that's a little threatening. The night before we left, I told Luke, I said they were calling for maybe a light sprinkle of rain at 3 a.m.
Of course.
Maybe a light sprinkle. And I
A
said,
light
dude,
drizzle,
to
if
be
you would.
prepared, we had a couple small tarps. I said, bro, just to be prepared, let's grab one massive tarp.
Of
It's
course.
Okay, so we
That's
go,
very
we do that.
good. That's good
Yeah,
of you. I
we
like
get a
that.
bunch of
Yeah.
carabiners for free. Shout out the man at Busy Beaver. We were gonna buy them for $6 each, and he was like, "I'll give you a bunch for free." We are like, "Bet." So,
Shout
terrible
out the,
business
shout out
move.
the Beaver, bro.
Shout
Shout
the
out
busy
the
one,
Beaver.
the busy one,
Precarious.
and
Continue.
precarious and hilarious. And so we show up with our tarps, with all our stuff, and this was not a trail. If anything, it was a lightly grazed walking path. Okay,
So more so just some freshly cut grass. Is
yeah,
what I'm
I'm
hearing.
talking like waist high grass that you're just tromping through the whole way, dude. And you don't know if you're gonna step on a snake. You
That's
don't know anything.
not a trail
I've
at
got
all.
my machete out. Luke's got his knife.
Do you actually have a machete?
Yeah, I bought a machete for this trip.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I was baller.
Were
And,
you ready to use that thing?
Oh, absolutely.
So if an animal would have came at you, would you have threw or like use your machete?
We had throwing knives. We had bear spray. We had a bear horn. I had my machete. We each had other knives on us. We were
because
ready.
that's like legit serious. Like you never know what can happen on
Oh
a
my
trip
god,
like
dude!
that.
It was Allegheny National Forest. This was not your grandma's backyard. This was.
Well, it could be if your grandma lives in Allegheny National Forest, but
That was so good. And so it was in my grandma's backyard. This was a whole thing, man. And so we were ready. So we hike for a few miles. We finally get kind of to the reservoir. We
Yeah.
make a little camp area. And so we're
did
setting
you
up
make
camp.
a campfire?
Okay, we'll get there.
I'm just eager. I have questions. I
The
wanna
answer is
know.
no, but I'll tell you why.
Oh.
We were perfect. We were totally planning to. We get there, we set up camp, and we really decked out Luke's hammock. So we put this massive tarp over his, made sure it was stable, whatever. We get to mine, we're a little tired, we're hungry, we want to go to the reservoir, swim, it's hot, all that.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, it's going to be a light sprinkle at 3 a.m. Maybe. Probably not even that. So let's just kind of put the tarp over, but it'll be fine. So we go down, dude. We cook our burgers.
Yeah.
We're having a
how
good
are
time.
How are the spices?
Incredible.
Really?
Incredible. We let
How
that
did
man
you
in
cook
Walmart.
them?
Huh?
How did you cook them?
I have a portable camping stove.
Oh, like a propane sort of thing.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And so we cooked them. We let the man pick a mystery spice. I forget what it was. Who doubted us?
The mystery
And
spice man.
It was incredible. And so we're cooking. We're swimming. We're having so much fun. It's like 8 o'clock, dude.
Okay.
Out of nowhere,
Dusk.
literally unbeknownst to us, gets dark
Oh.
like that.
That you know what that means? The
And-
storms are brewing.
Dude, no sooner lighting up the whole sky. We have like a quarter-mile hike back to our place, right? We're like swimming, cooking dinner. And so we're like, oh my gosh, we freak out. We run up.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
grab
yeah.
our stuff. We start to make our way back up to camp, and it is blinding rain, torrential downpour. Lee texts us a picture, which we didn't get till the next day when we had service.
Yeah.
It is the forecast
Yeah.
changed like that. And there's this one pinnacle red spot
That's where you're
that is
at.
like severe lightning storm, severe thunder and wind and rain right over where we were at.
That is so. It's like I wouldn't even say ironic, but like of course that
of
happens.
course it happened to us. So we
Yeah.
get back and we did not prep my side, okay?
Oh, it's still not
And
prepped.
And at this, well, the tarp is like useless at that point over mine because we didn't like really secure
But
it.
Luke's is still good.
Luke's is solid because we decked that out. So in that moment, it's totally dark outside. Night has fallen.
Yeah.
Animals all around us, dangerous ones, mountain
Critters.
lions, rattlesnakes coming out in the rain. Come on,
Rattlesnakes?
bears wherever you. Yeah, it's like really big population of rattlesnakes.
I would
in that
not.
region.
I'm scared of animals.
And so our options are in the middle of the darkness, in the middle of this blinding storm.
Mm-hmm.
Do we try to hike out? And my phone was water damaged, so we couldn't pull up the map anymore.
yeah. Oh boy.
Or Do I stay outside and freeze to death and get hypothermia, or do we cozy into one single hammock?
The latter. You did. You did
So
not.
what do you think we did? We spent 14 hours together in a solo hammock.
A duo now.
My head is down here. His head is up here. Reverse sides, butt to butt. all night, braving this storm together.
Gosh.
And it was wild, man. But it ended up being hilarious.
I bet.
Every 30 minutes, we had to totally move. So you're not really sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so uncomfortable, but we
Yeah.
made it work. We survived. We couldn't have a fire because of the rain. But
okay,
my
makes sense
gosh, was it a blast and a half.
That is quite the story. I mean, I expect nothing less, and I know you're a heck of a storyteller. So I mean, dude, it's just like when you tell stories,
man. Wow,
dude,
shucks.
when you tell stories like that, I'm locked in.
I'm sorry if that was a little lengthy.
Dude, it was a little bit, but I was envisioning it the entire time.
Yeah.
That could have been for 20 minutes. It could have been 5. I have no idea.
Who knows?
But I'm happy you talked about it.
Yeah, so that was fun. So that's why we didn't record the last week. And then this past weekend, we had my bachelor trip.
We had his bachelor trip, and dude, that was so much fun. There is
Such a blast.
10 of us. We went down to Deep Creek, Maryland.
Come on.
We got in a cabin there. Shout out Pat and Kate Williams. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Thank you for everything you did for us on that trip and just for letting us stay at your place. That was awesome, and you guys are just amazing and loving people.
Sorry about
and we
your
love
hair
you.
dryer. That's all I'm going to say.
Luke.
You know what you did.
Ping pong. Anyway. Anyway, but yeah, it was such a great trip. I golfed for the first time.
You were good.
For a
first-time golfer,
For
you were
first-time
really
golfer,
good.
how would you rate me?
I would give
on
you...
a grading scale from F
for
to A.
a first-time golfer,
F to
I'd
A.
give you, honestly,
Yeah.
6.5. 7.
Out of F to A.
Out of 10. Oh, out of F to A. Okay, so I guess, you know what? I'd give you a C. I would give you a C. I'd say that you passed, but you weren't the best first-time golfer I've ever seen, or the worst. You were C level.
I shot 122.
Yeah.
2 strokes more than Nathan.
Okay, maybe you're a B. You might be a B.
I'm just saying,
I've golfed a good bit.
I know. I loved it. It was so much fun. The
Yeah.
people I was with, Nathan and Rob, it was so much fun just golfing with them. They made it really enjoyable, too, because, I mean, they weren't super competitive, but at the end of the day, we were trying to do our best. And Rob, oh my gosh, Rob put
Rob's
on
a monster.
clinic about golf.
Lee took the cake.
Yeah,
though.
Lee took the cake.
I mean, Lee shot like a 93.
yeah,
something
Rob
crazy.
shot 97.
Yeah, they were close.
Rob said that was the best game of golf he's ever golfed, and I was
Wow.
like, wow. And I got to witness that.
Wow, that's
Incredible.
amazing. That's
I
amazing.
had there were some shots where I was like, okay, definitely doesn't feel right, and I'm pulling my head, I'm yanking it, but then there's some I just go and I'm like, wow, I feel like Tiger Woods.
Come on. You know
it was incredible.
You know who also did really good for the first time was Solomon.
Yeah.
He did a great job for it being his first time, and he had a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
dude.
that
Oh
was
my
so
gosh,
fun.
it was so much fun. And then after that, we spent almost a whole day on a lake.
We did.
And if you guys did not know, in Lake Erie, there is approximately 34.5 billion gallons of water.
That's right. We weren't at Lake Erie, but we did the math.
Oh, wait, did I say Lake Erie?
Deep Creek. Is that Deep Creek or is that Erie? We did both numbers.
No, we did not do Erie.
There's
We
there's
did
enough water on the earth, or was it in Deep Creek? On the earth. Where if you put it in
wait, let's give some backstory here. So we're on a pontoon boat in Deep Creek Lake, right? We're cruising. It's about maybe this is after lunch.
I was sick. I was seasick at that point.
Yeah, this is after lunch. And so we're kind of just kicking it. We have some lo-fi music going on.
So fun.
The vibes are great. And Brandon's like, I wonder how much water is in here. And I'm like, don't you worry. I'm going to do the math. And so I'm like,
you couldn't Google search it.
no,
You
because
had
you
to
could look up
physically
how
do the
much
math.
water was in there or how big the lake was, but he wanted to know the gallons.
Amount of gallons.
Yes.
The gallonage
So I did
of
the
that
math.
place.
I calculated the volume, and then I just did all the math, and it turned out there to be, I forget the amount of, was it 34
billion.
and a half billion gallons of
think
water
so.
in
I
Deep
think
Creek,
so, yeah.
which is absolutely absurd. And we were like, okay. So then Brandon was like, okay, hear me out. How big of a jar would we need to hold all that water with a diameter of this long? So
2 feet.
2 feet. And so I'm doing the math, and it is the equivalent would be going this jar. So the this is so crazy. This jar, the diameter of 2 feet, the length of this jar, the height would have to be the length of from Earth to Pluto.
Yeah.
7 times.
7 times? We did the math.
Was that water in the entire Earth? Or just
I can't
Deep
remember
Creek?
if that was Deep Creek or Erie or the whole Earth, but one of those.
Is that not
no matter
insane?
what, enough to go there and back 7 times. That's crazy.
It's absolutely absurd. So we're on this pontoon boat. I'm doing the math. I got my notes app out, and I'm just scribbling. I'm like, pi r squared h da 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 da. There's how many quarts of water in a gallon, and then like the acre per square foot. I'm doing all these equations. I'm completely nerding out, and Brandon's just like, do the math, do the math, do the math.
Really was like
And so I'm just out here chugging numbers. And I'm fueled by this. I love math. I love a good question. That was the highlight of my trip.
Are you serious?
It was so much fun.
Well, and dude, it was so fun. And then that night we went back. We played a lot of poker, not for real money. But I love poker. I think it's so fun.
Texas Hold'em. Loved it.
Yeah, and we played a bunch of games. There was a Nerf drama going on.
Yeah, what else?
There were prank
I
wars
played
gonna
Catan.
Catan.
Shout out all the ship out there. If you own any ship. The whole night, if you know Catan, there's a sheep resource card.
Yeah.
And I
were just shouting about
I was just shouting like, ship, 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 ship.
It was a lot.
For like 2.5 hours.
Yep.
And it probably doesn't sound funny to you guys, but it was hilarious.
Nobody's laughing right now.
Rob is laughing. Rob, me, and Saul are laughing right now.
Come on.
Rob be like, what the
Pastor
shit?
Ed, the whole time being the chef of the group. I mean,
Dad of the year. He's
was
cooking breakfast on FaceTime with his kids.
Yeah, I know. And we were basically like his kids for the weekend, let's be honest. And he really, thank you, Pastor Ed. That was amazing.
You're legit the best man.
It was such a fun time.
It was awesome.
It was such a good time.
And then Saturday, oh my gosh, we didn't even get to Saturday yet. We went on a hike.
Well, also on Friday, let me say this.
Go ahead, say
I
that.
think the highlight of the boat was jumping out of it full speed.
Yeah, I wrecked my side. This boat was going. How fast was that boat going?
It hurt. It
like
went
45.
Fast.
It's going at least 45 on that.
It was really fast, and jumping out of that full speed.
Yeah, Solomon was like, dude, let's jump off going full speed. And I'm like, okay, we have to jump far. He's like, all right, go. I'm like, 3, 2, 1, go. He doesn't jump, but I jump, and so I go. And I'm like, all right. I
jumped after though.
You did.
Yeah.
And so I jump, and my feet land first, and I literally go boom side.
Yeah.
Like I just and my whole side just gets wrecked.
Yeah.
And so Brandon jumps, then Saul jumps, and then Luke jumps.
Yeah.
But the boat is going this whole time, so I am in open water all by myself. It's Deep Creek Lake though, but I am deathly afraid of open water, and no one knew this. No one knew this until I told them on the boat. I hate open water, so I'm out there all by myself, and I just become Michael Phelps. First, I'm Tiger Woods on day one. Day 2, I become Michael Phelps, and I am swimming my life off, just trying to get back to this boat so I'm not alone. But no one knows this. I'm just eternally just like crying because I don't want to get eaten by a jellyfish or a piranha.
Jellyfish in Deep Creek?
Or a piranha, dude. Piranha. It's not happening.
Piranha's fair. Dude, Luke and I did that a couple times, and the last time we actually like messed ourselves up.
It was fun though.
In the brain. It legitimately I think jolted us so hard.
You guys came back out of the water different.
Oh my gosh. No, dude. Both of our legs cramped so bad that last time because we had to swim far and a lot, and we had just eaten, and our legs literally cramped to the point where we couldn't have swam much more. If we hadn't got back to you guys, I genuinely think we would have drowned.
Dude.
I can't float. I genuinely can't float.
Ed was out there floating. I was like, I'm dense. I can't float.
Such a boss. And Rob and Donovan and Zai and Nathan. Oh my gosh, the whole crew was just so fun. It was
everyone.
Adventure Lee.
Oh,
it's so fun.
That whole trip was probably like top 10 moment of my life, honestly.
Yeah. Same, dude.
Such a great trip.
Same. And then Saturday was great because we went to Swallow Falls.
Yeah.
Which was so fun.
So much fun.
I think it was you, me, Luke, Saul all got into the actual waterfall.
Yeah, we got into the river and then we swam underneath this waterfall. Felt magical, majestic, mystical.
I felt like a beast.
All the other M words.
I felt like a beast.
It felt like a man.
It's a very testosterone-filled trip. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a good time. So we've had a busy couple weekends.
Yeah, not to mention the car rides.
Oh, the car ride vibes were amazing.
The vibe. I mean, we could literally talk about this trip for the entire podcast.
It was a phenomenal trip.
It was phenomenal.
It was 10 out of 10. Yeah. And it was so fun. Dude, honestly, this might be a whole episode in and of itself. We're already like, how far into this are we?
I don't know.
Do you have a way to see on there?
Yeah.
I mean, Because we've been talking about this trip, and genuinely, I know this is just like catching up on life. So I'm sorry.
We're
it's like,
20
it's not your
minutes
thing,
deep.
But we're gonna, I know. I'm wondering like how much do we catch up on your life a little bit more and my life a little bit more and call it an episode, or do we want to dive into our actual topic? Do we want to save our topic? There's so many choices,
There's
guys.
so many choices, and
Oh
guys,
my
we are ready to
gosh.
talk. We are ready to podcast.
We're in a talking mood. We could knock out like 4 or 5 of these. Okay, decision's yours. Make a call. Boom, go.
Okay. Let's get into the topic. I feel
Okay.
like this is a good pivoting point. Lots of content here. Let's pivot.
Well, the whole reason we were on my bachelor trip is because I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's getting married.
I'm getting married in like
Shout out
50
Kendall. We're shouting you out.
Shout out Kendall. In like what, 52, 53 days?
Is it
Getting
that
married?
soon?
I think it's something
Dude,
like
I don't
that.
have my suit yet. I
Which is-
ordered it.
You ordered it, yeah.
But it hasn't
It'll
came
come
in
like
yet.
2 weeks before the wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm in a relationship, and obviously in my life I had seasons of singleness, dating, breakups.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it.
Now
dude.
dating, engagement,
Yeah.
leading into marriage.
So
We just finished
exciting.
our marriage counseling last
Yeah.
night, and so we wanted to do an episode on relationships.
Yeah.
And not just relationships, but even singleness.
Singleness.
And the topic of love in general.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna dive into all of that, but anything you want to share in relationships?
Yeah,
what's your like current status?
So
Like, where
my
do you
status,
sit?
I am in a relationship.
Hey!
I am in a relationship. But
What?
yeah. A newly relationship, but I mean, I think it's so cool because
It's gonna be really loud. Sorry,
I know it's gonna be really loud. So for those of you who couldn't hear over Brandon's clapping, I am in a relationship.
Here.
But I think it's so cool the dynamic here because it's like I am in a new relationship, fairly new, and you
Yeah.
are in a seasoned relationship, and we both have had our seasons of singleness,
Seasoned like
our
oregano,
seasons of heartbreak, going through both ends of a heartbreak too, which is again 2 completely different roads to go down. And I think all the different, I think the way
What do you mean?
being the one like going like I don't. What do you mean? Like being the one, okay, I want to break up, and then being the one, okay, you're getting broken up with.
So I've never been broken up with.
Oh, dang.
Fun fact.
So just
about
me.
You can speak to that.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're gonna move on.
Okay,
But
okay.
what that was so pretentious. Anyway.
I'm just being honest.
No, that's I know
You
you're
said
just
we
being
both
honest.
can talk about that.
And you're just like, not me.
I'm sorry.
I know,
I'm sorry.
never can't relate. But anyway, but no. So we just kind of wanted to sit down and really talk about the different seasons of like relationships, whether it is singleness, whether it is dating, whether it is marriage, whether it is that weird talking stage that no one really has like a title for. It's like you're not dating, but like you're just talking, but like it's exclusive, but it's not like clearly exclusive. It's like a whole bunch of fog.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so today we just kind of want to honestly throw questions at each other.
I love it.
Talk about different stages of our life, how we have handled it.
Yeah.
Maybe how we wish we would have handled some situations.
Yeah.
And then eventually, maybe if you guys have any questions, throw it in the comments, and on a different episode, we can really dig into this because I don't want, dude, we could literally talk here for another hour about this.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna say this. I think this is like a part 1 of 2.
That's what I was getting
I think
at.
that this podcast, this is such a deep topic.
Yeah.
And a good one
Yes.
that we can speak.
And I don't want to
So.
skimp out on anything. No, I want to really get into
So
it.
you know what? We may even just here's what we're gonna do. If you want to, let's just keep it rolling. And if we talk for 2 hours, we'll just cut it into 3. If we talk for 1 hour, boom, we'll make it 2. Okay, I'm really sweaty. Sorry.
You
just shook my hand.
are.
I know.
Sweaty guy.
So let's start from the basics of singleness. A season of singleness. You know, you may be watching this and you are out there and you're like, "Where's my husband? Where's my wife?
Where's my wife? Where's my husband? Where's my baby?
Enough prayed. Where are they?" And you may just be in this season of singleness.
Yeah.
And the reality is, we've all been there
Yeah.
a time or two. And
I have a question for you. Okay,
Sure.
what is one thing? Because this is good. So like going through singleness, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like for you, at least with me, like, and this is again from a Christian perspective. Like throughout my season of singleness, God was trying to teach me something, and I had to learn something in order to be ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
So what is one thing or one way someone can? We're just gonna get right into it.
Love it.
What is one thing that you learned in your season of singleness that has helped you with your relationship right now?
yeah, that's so good. The premise of your question, I've said this before, but somebody else said it, but oftentimes God has to prepare you for what he's prepared for you.
So good. Yeah.
He has to prepare you for what he has prepared for you. And so God might have, I mean, he is the author of all things. So God may have this relationship that he has planned for you, but maybe before he can give that to you, he's got to prepare you for what he's prepared for you. And so I think using that season of singleness to say, okay, God, how can I not just get through this or endure it, but how can I steward it and use it in such a way that I can grow and become who you've called me to be, so that whenever I am ready, I can not just have a relationship, but I can have a healthy relationship as you've called me to. Personally, for me, and we'll probably get into this more throughout the episode.
Yeah.
But I am Enneagram 7 to a T.
Okay.
I am extroverted. I'm like an ENFP on the Myers-Briggs. My biggest...
I just took mine.
Yeah.
I forget what I was. But
Okay.
Sorry, continue. I'm so sorry.
My biggest, like, thing in life is feeling like I'm going to miss out on something fun and adventurous and all this. And so... for me, like, commitment was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, even in some of my dating relationships was a big thing that I had to really overcome in a healthy way. To see, okay, I don't think I'll ever be the guy. I'll never be able to commit to a geographical location, a job for the next 30 years. Like, that's not me, but I needed to learn how to commit to a person. And I needed to learn what it looked like to do life and commit to somebody through the highs and lows. And I really had to start cultivating that in my season of singleness and saying, okay, even within my friendships, right? Even within those aspects, I need to commit to my friends.
Yeah.
And I need to commit to their journey and walking with them. And now that has reaped a lot of fruit and a harvest as a result of that. But I had to learn that in that season.
Can I ask why you felt the need to commit?
What do you mean?
Like, you said it was time for you to commit. Like, you can't commit to a geographical location or like a certain type of job, but you said it was time for me to learn how to commit to a relationship, whether it's like brother in Christ or whether it is your future wife.
Yeah.
So what was the thing? Is it something God told you? Is it something like biblically like that? Like, what was the thing?
Yeah, because you can't have intimacy without commitment. And so your depth with somebody will go as far as your commitment will allow it to. And so, and that I think goes for any relationship in general.
It does.
And so for me, it was genuinely like, you know me, I walk into a crowd and I thrive not knowing people because I will want to know everybody by the end of the night. It's a challenge to me. It's fun to me.
And I love the dynamic because I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah. But what that can lead to with my personality type is a lot of shallower relationships.
Yeah.
And I really realized across the board of my life, I need more deep relationships. And like you and I would not have the friendship that we have where we know everything about each other. We do life with one another. We got each other's backs. Had I not learned what it looked like to commit, you know, and to really say, okay, I'm going to do life with this person and commit to this person, even in a friend context. Yeah. Right. Like, it's not all romanticized, which we'll get to, but like, and so for me, it was like, hey, if I really want to have a healthy long-term relationship, I need to learn how to commit beyond just a moment.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. What about you? What are some things that you feel like you've learned and I'll also say this, sorry, and then so think about that. What's something you feel like you've learned in your season of singleness, like practically? I also feel like a couple practical things, like you will not be ready to chase after Jesus with somebody else in a relationship if you're not chasing after him in your singleness. That's good. And so laying the foundation for how you're going to live your life and love and chase after Jesus. Yeah. Don't expect it to happen magically in a relationship. You need to establish that in your singleness. Yeah. And it's also time for God to prune you and prepare you even in purity of your mind. Yeah. In singleness, right? Like we've talked about porn on previous episodes. And the first time I saw porn, I think it was 8 or 9 years old. Yeah. Which is crazy. And it can get embedded in our culture and in our lives so easily. But uprooting the things in singleness that really need to go before you're ready for a relationship. What are some things you feel like you've learned?
Yeah, all those things you said were just so great. Honestly, kind of building off of what you just said, right? I could talk about a lot of things, right? One thing, kind of, I'll just talk touch on briefly is kind of being secure in myself and who I am. So
that's
it's like
really good.
Yeah. So it's like, yes, like a relationship is something that I want, but it is not something that I need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I should want the person that I'm in the relationship with, but I do not need them.
Yeah.
And that in itself makes it even more beautiful, that relationship, right? Because you value it so much more.
Yeah.
And so in my season of singleness, it really was like, all right, God, like if I don't need someone, I don't need a relationship, but the only person I do need is you.
That's so
so
good.
allow me to become intimate with you and lean on you for my needs, because you want me to lean on you for my needs. So let's do that. Let's lean into that. That would play on words, right? So I would say being secure in myself, which goes along with that.
Yeah.
At the same time, how you talked about porn kind of uprooting the things that was kind of normally, or what's the word I want to say? Things that were kind of just social norms that the world has made okay, that in my life as a follower of Jesus, I do not want.
Yeah.
So it was I forget, I had a word for it when I was going through, but it was literally like I'm literally just like rebuilding my foundation.
Wow.
And so it takes I don't want to have a relationship while I'm rebuilding my foundation. One, because it's like that's way too much to handle, and two, it's not fair to the other person, right?
Yeah.
Like if I can't give you 100% of myself while I'm rebuilding it, right? I can't give you the 100% of myself. I'll give or take a couple percent, right? Like you're not going to be fully 100%.
Sure.
But like if I don't even know what that 100% is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a season of saying, okay, what are the values? And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
What are the values that I have? What are the values that I want? And what are the values that I have that I don't want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And it's okay, like practically writing down a list.
Come on, man.
Practically no, but like seriously, like going and talking about porn is, I mean, we just kind of just a easy pathway to go down here because we've both been through it. It's like, okay, that has rooted itself in my life before, and it's caused so many different issues. It's like, okay, let's get to the bottom of this and let's get rid of it. Yeah. Like, and it's going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of like responsibility, but it's like stuff like that needs to happen. So when I am in a relationship, I can fully be the person that I want to be for this person.
Dude, we need to do an entire episode on porn and overcoming porn.
We do.
For real. I think that would be so valuable. Go on. That was just my random thought.
You're good. I completely agree with that, dude. I feel like a lot of people struggle with it. Yeah. And
it's like unspoken.
I know. Like even like saying the word porn, I got a little ooh, but it's like, what does the Bible said? Bring it to the light. The enemy doesn't want you to bring it to the light, because then the problem becomes known, and then you can solve it. When the problem stays in the dark, you cannot solve it. So bring the problem to the light.
100%. I think we need to do an episode on that.
I 100% agree.
But you're exactly right. That season of singleness is the time to start evaluating those things in your life and saying, okay, what needs to go, what needs to stay, and what needs to be built.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the perfect opportunity to be like, okay, God, one, what is the type of person you've created me to be? And I believe there's fundamental things that every person, like God has created every person to be, right? Right. There's definitely some things that God's created every person to be loving, caring, full of the Spirit, all the fruit of the Spirit, right? And all these things. But then individually, it's like, okay, like I feel like God has called me to be like a sense of like safety, a sense of like a protector, a sense of like a provider. So it's like, what are like, how are these how can I exemplify these qualities, and how can I build towards that?
Yeah, and almost becoming confident in who you are as an individual. Yeah. And not needing the affirmation of other people. Yes, in order to feel worthy or valuable or anything like that. Like just, okay, God, who have you created me to be? Laying that foundation for yourself. Dude, that's a great point. That's really pivotal in singleness. Yeah,
I think it's so crucial, because then once you become confident in that, you become confident in who God says you are, and you believe that, and you're working on that, then other people's opinions about that don't affect you. Yeah. Right? It's like the first thing I thought of when we were kind of talking about this is like when you were kind of bringing it back to like kind of relationship practicals, it's like when you meet their parents for the first time, a little nerve-wracking, right? Yeah. And it's like, okay, like what do you do? And it's like all these things, are asking all the basic questions. It's like, at least for me right now, I'll be pretty honest and open with you guys. Like I am like, I'd technically call it unemployed. I work part-time at a Target, and I'm not like, I don't get the hours that I'd like to, but it's like I'm searching for a job, and it's like,
well, you just graduated.
I just graduated, but still, I mean, right? And I'm hard on myself with that stuff. I'm figuring it out, but at the same time, it's like, okay, no, I don't have a job, and it's like, telling a parent that, especially of like the woman I want to be in a relationship with, it's like, oh wow, are they going to like accept me for that? But the beauty is, it's like, okay, I know who God has called me to be, and I know the path that I'm going down. It's like, yeah, right now it's like I may not have a job, but I'm going down the right path, and that's the important thing. And I know God is proud of me. So it's like, yes, do I care about this person's opinion? Of course. At the same time, am I gonna let it affect me? Not necessarily.
Sure.
And I just think that goes into being secure in yourself. Being
secure in yourself and not needing, again, not relying on somebody else to fuel your value for yourself. Like, I think what you said is so important. Like, until Jesus is enough for you, no person ever will be. You know, that's also stolen. But
everything
until Jesus alone is enough for you, no person ever will be in this world. And so really finding your identity in Christ is so pivotal before trying to engage with anybody else and figure that out. So dude, I think the season of singleness is so valuable and so slept on, because starting at like 13, everybody's just like, who am I gonna date? What relationship am I gonna be?
Everyone else is in a relationship.
Some of the best advice that my youth leader, Jordan, shout out Jordan, gave to me when I was like 15 and I was thinking about dating and all this, which I actually just gave the same advice to somebody a while back, and they did it, and they're like so glad they did. But he said, dude, don't date right now. And I said, why? I really want to. He said, focus on Jesus and know this. The person that you're going to be 3 years from now when you're 18 is not at all the person you're going to be right now at 15.
Wow.
And so why even enter into that whenever the person you're going to potentially be with is going to experience a whole nother you in 3 years? Allow yourself the space to grow. And I said, okay. And I committed to, until that time, I'm not even going to entertain the idea of dating. And I spent that time just saturating God's word into my life and just pouring God's presence into my heart and really just leaning into him and building healthy community and relationships. And I'm so glad I did. But it took this intentional decision to say, I'm not even going to worry about that in this season for that fruit to come. And so I'm glad. That's one of the things that I'm glad. And I wasn't always glad in the moment, you know, because all my friends have girlfriends and they're dating and it's fun and all that. And I get that. But I'm so glad in hindsight that I did not spend that season of life fixated on another person, but really spend it focused on Jesus and laying that foundation for myself.
Yeah, I feel like the foundation is so crucial. That's such great advice. It's like, don't worry about dating. I love the saying. It's like, or I'll have people come up to me and they'll be like, yeah, like I'm really, like, I think I'm ready for a relationship. Or it's like, I really feel like that, like I need to start dating now. And it's like, I feel like that's not, like, yes, I feel like you should be, if that's something you want, you should be prepared for it.
Sure.
But it's not something I feel like you, like, seek. If that makes any sense. I feel like it doesn't need to be forced. So live the life that you are living. And then I believe, this is just me personally, I believe that the right person God has made for you will come into your life. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to go out there searching and seeking and going through all these different dating websites and going to all the different churches and going to all the different places and be like, where's my wife? And it's like, no, it's like, do the things that you have been called to do, that you're passionate about, that you really have been made to do, and then the right person will come alongside you and be like, oh, you'll be like, hey, oh my gosh, wait, you're kind of cute. Like, you want to go get some food?
Hey, Kendall, what up?
Exactly. Hey, Kendall, you want to go to Wendy's? That's what you did. That's what you did. I said, hey, Kendall, you want to go get Wendy's?
What? Come on. What you did. Come on. Good old Wendy's. I didn't actually do that, for the record.
You did. I've heard stories.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Good for me. You know, wait, where was I going to go with that? What did you just say?
I said, I hate when this happens. Guys, do you remember? Do you remember we were
I wish I could rewind it right now. This is going to take it somewhere good.
I said,
oh, well, go on.
Oh, well, now I'm off track.
We're really thrown off.
This is a perfect time for the sponsor of this video.
The sponsor of this video, cue right now the ad. Actually, guys, this is not an ad read.
This is actually the end of the episode.
This is the end of the episode because we talked for about another 45 minutes, maybe.
I think in totality it was an hour and a half.
Yeah, and so we decided to split this episode into two. And so part two, where we really get into beyond singleness and into relationships.
Yeah.
On an even deeper level will be next week.
Yeah. So,
And
make sure to stay tuned.
Yeah, check it out. We love you guys so much.
Yeah,
we're excited.
If you like this episode, make sure to share it with a friend. Subscribe, follow. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Peace.